Flyers TV is sponsored by the Bay Hotel.
It's been amazing. The fan base and the support, like you said, just right from the jersey launch to the first exhibition game is incredible, and only a sign of things that come throughout the year from the growing fan base.
And as a kind of former Hull Stingrays player, what did you make of the fans in Kirkcaldy when you came up here?
Yeah, it was definitely a tough building to come into as an opponent. It's an intimidating atmosphere. You know, you have the fans right on top of you. You can hear them from the bench and all the way coming on the ice. So it's a tough building to play in, and it's nice to be on this side of it and have them on my side this year. I know the fan base has very high expectations, and they want a winning team, and we want to provide a winning culture and a winning team on the ice every game. So it's definitely pushes us to want to put a good product on the ice for the fans every night.
How do you feel the practice sessions and the games of the weekend have gone so far?
They've been good. It's been nice to be able to get on the ice. We've been doing 2-3 day training so far, and really hit the ground running. So I think it's given us an opportunity to gel together as a group and get everybody back in the groove of getting touches on the ice and getting to know each other both on and off the ice and gelling as a group. And we were able to take some strides this weekend. A tie against Belfast and a win in Edinburgh, and building blocks to move forward going into next week and to start the season. Yeah, I think everyone's gonna put a good team on the ice. There's no easy nights. You can see the league's gotten better every year with the type of players coming in, and I know a lot of guys around the league, a lot of good players. So it's gonna be a tough test every time we step on the ice. But I think we have a real good team, especially from what I've seen from around the league and even last year. I think we're gonna be a real hard team to beat on a nightly basis.
Your career so far, so just tell me about it. You spent most of it in North America.
Yeah, spent most of my career in North America, playing the various leagues there, and last year was my first year overseas. This obviously being my second, and it's been a pretty good ride so far.
And after such a long time in North America, why did you decide to make that jump across to Europe last season with Hull?
Well, a few reasons. I mean, I've kind of been all over North America, played in a lot of the markets, and with the American League and being on an NHL contract throughout the years, and I thought it was a new opportunity for me to come over here. And a big thing for me was the MBA, getting my MBA over the two-year period, and that was a big draw. And just heard a lot of great things about coming over to the UK and the league over here, and it was just felt it was time to explore and make a change from North America.
You mentioned the MBA. Is that something you're going to be still studying while you're in Kirkcaldy?
Yes, I still have a year left on the MBA. There's a few courses left, and then I'll be all finished up with that.
Before coming to Hull, what was your expectations of British ice hockey, and what did they live up to?
I wasn't really sure, to be honest, because growing up I heard about the Super League, and then that changed a little bit, and I'd known some people that played in the league and different players over the years. So I heard some things from different generations to what it's been now. So I knew it was a good league. I knew guys that were here and had played in the various teams and that were coming back. So I had a decent idea of what to expect, and I think it's been really good so far.
And how proud were you last season to reach the playoffs with Hull Stingrays?
Yeah, it was a very proud moment to be able to do what we did, especially the adversity throughout the season and how things progressed, and people didn't even really give us a chance to do much last year, and we really were able to take a step forward as a team and as an organization, and basically went as far as the team had ever gone, and came down within 3 seconds of overtime and semifinal game. So that was kind of a heartbreaker the way it went down, but it was an exciting time, and it was something we'll always remember as that group was.
Was there any regrets going out to Sheffield in the way you did?
Yeah, I mean, the way it went down, there was, you can say it was controversial, a couple of plays there, and we had a guy take a penalty with a minute left, and so it's kind of crazy last 2 minutes of the game, which you don't want it to end that way. If you can go in overtime and let it end in a more, I guess, a natural or sudden death way, more of a classic or traditional way than kind of the way it went, but. That's hockey, that's the game, every game's different, and you can't change the past. So it was a great opportunity, and it was a great experience, and you learn and grow from it just like every other time you step on the ice.
And how shocked were you when Hull Stingrays went out of business in the summer?
Oh, totally shocked, blindsided. There's no warning. There's no heads up. There's nothing. It was just we woke up. Well, I woke up, and it was just like you read about it. So there was no organizational heads up or helping you out with it. It was just you're online and you're like, is this real life? Is this really happened? And you get a call from the owner like, hey, the team's done. So it's just like it was total shock and a lot of emotions to say the least. Because being on what was a 2-year deal and the NBA and various things that went along with that, it was a crazy time.
Was there any clues over the course of last season that could lead to something like that happening?
No, not at all. I mean, at that point, I think they'd signed about 12 or 14 imports for the next season. Guys were coming back that had played on the team from the previous year. All the proper signs were there from the coaching staff and from the ownership, and everything was just kind of going along as status quo. And from finding out information after the fact, it seemed like things were moving in different directions behind the scenes that players weren't made aware of. But I guess at the end of the day, it's a business, and that's what happens. And unfortunately, I was on the short end of it, but came out on top now being here in Fife, that's for sure.
Yeah. When did that call from Fife Flyers come in?
Well, it was a little bit of an interesting time period with Hull ending and Manchester coming back to the league. So there was a little bit of a lull with that, trying to figure out what went where. But after the due course ran with the players and the contracts and everything got sorted out, it was pretty quick there to be able to get in contact with Fife. And there's obviously a mutual interest, and they were on the top of my list, and we were able to make it happen. So I was really excited.
And what do you think you can achieve with the Fife Flyers this year?
I think we can win a championship. Seeing the guys we have on the ice, the pedigrees of guys that have come in, guys who've been here, the coaching staff, just organization, the fan base. I think everything's in place to be able to establish a real good team this year, and I think we'll be able to compete every night, and I'll surprise a lot of the perennial powerhouses, if you will. But I think we're gonna put a good team on the ice, and we're looking to win the Challenge Cup, get in the playoffs, and make some noise. That's for sure.
And what do you expect from this Saturday at home to the Coventry Blaze, the playoff winners?
Yeah, well, obviously they had a lot of turnover from last year, and as did we. So Coventry always puts a good team on the ice, and I know there's a player there that played here last year, so that'll be an underlying dynamic for sure. But having the fans behind us, it's going to be I think it's going to be a packed house, and the guys are going to be real fired up and excited to go out and start the season off in the right way and get a big win.
Yeah, and finally, just on that point, how important would it be to get the first game and get a first win?
Oh, it'd be huge. It sets the tone, sets expectations, not only for us in the locker room, but the fan base and the city as a whole. So you always want to hit the ground running and start the season with a big win.